Namaste and welcome to Live, Love, Engage. I am Gloria Grace Rand, and I am really thrilled to have an awesome rock star of a guest with me today. I have seen her at several networking events and conferences, and she's an awesome speaker. And her name is Katrina Sawa, and she is known as the Jumpstart Your Biz Coach because she helps entrepreneurs make more money doing what they love and fast. That's nice too. She's the creator of the Jumpstart Your Marketing System, speaker, international best-selling author with 10 books. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see a bunch of them behind her there, including Love Yourself Successful, Jumpstart Your New Business Now, and Jumpstart Your blank. Fill in the blank. Katrina has a no-nonsense approach to showing entrepreneurs how to develop consistently profitable businesses, implementing proven marketing and business strategies. She's also been featured a bunch of awesome places like on the Oprah and Friends, XM Radio Network, ABC, the CW, and she's the founder of the International Entrepreneur Network. So that's you, like I said, she's a rock star. So welcome, Katrina, to the show. I'm so glad to have you here.
Thanks, Gloria. It's good to be here.
I wanted to ask you first off, I kind of have a plan for where I want to go today, but first because this podcast is all about really engaging authentically and loving yourself. I love the name of your book, Love Yourself Successful. So why is it so important? I mean, for someone to do that, to be able to love ourselves in order to be successful?
Well, I think the answer is obvious, obviously. The more you love yourself, the more confident you are, the more you'll show up in the world, regardless of what you're doing, whether you have a career, a job, a stay-at-home mom, or you have a business. We need that self-love to be able to give more, show up bigger, and go after and attain our goals, period. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, that actually sort of leads me into this next question, which is, we're living in challenging times. As we're recording this right now, it's the middle of April, and we're in the midst of this pandemic, and it's just wreaking havoc, not only with people's health, but also with the economy and making it really challenging for small business owners. In fact, a friend of mine, she is a coach, and she was talking on Facebook yesterday about that she's had several clients have had to, they're canceling their year-long program because they just can't afford it right now. So what advice do you have for a small business owner on how they can actually still be able to maybe not only survive and possibly even thrive in this environment?
You've got to be able to create new things and implement quickly, make quicker decisions and implement quickly, and come up with new ideas. I was just on a call with my own mastermind clients this morning, and many of them we were talking about repurposing their content. So they create a body of content and they put it on their blog, and then what do they do with it, right? So repurposing. And one of them said, I wish I had a visual. And I was just telling them, you need to create some free gifts on your website and drive traffic to it. And that's what you want to focus on. And I'm like, ding, ding, ding. Oh, I should create a visual of a flow chart of the repurposing that I teach. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, they come up everywhere. These ideas come up everywhere. I could sell it for low price, but I could also give it and have more people get into my world, so to speak, with another free gift. It's that easy. The thing is, you have to be thinking, okay, what do people need right now? What are they saying? If they're watching and listening and reading social media, perhaps, or being on Zoom calls, you have to be listening for what people need, and then go, ding, ding, ding. Oh, I can create this thing that they need. And you can't say, oh, okay, well, I'll go figure out how to create it, and then a month from now, I'll bring it out and say, okay, do we want to buy it? No, you have to do it today, put it on the calendar for next Friday, and do the thing now live, period. So you have to get a little uncomfortable right now. If you're one of those that likes to be prepared, make everything perfect first, you want to analyze stuff and research, this is not a good time for you. I get it. So you have to figure out how to get over that quickly, or have someone like me who's going to force you to do it anyways, or do it with you so it actually gets done and gets launched and you make money. And you're serving a ton of people with the thing that people are wanting because you created it quickly.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and that's one of your big things, isn't it? And it's about like how to make, because I know one of the talks that you give is how to make fast cash with easy yes offers. So is there still a way to be able to do that now?
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Yeah, and I don't care if you're a health coach or I have an esthetician client who obviously cannot do facials right now, right? But she's coming up with ways to, well, first of all, she already did teach other estheticians how to do stuff. So she's doing classes on how to teach them how to prepare their marketing so that they have more clients when they can start working again. Right. She also started doing some confidence coaching, right? So image stuff. So you just think, okay, what's complementary to what that I usually provide that I can't provide anymore? What can I create? What do people need? A lot of people are in fear right now. Confidence is huge. So you need, like, we all need confidence. We need to love ourselves, but we need confidence to go out and do things differently. We need to get through the fact that we need to create something new or get out of our comfort zone. So yeah, there's so many opportunities, and you just create, you know, I've done a couple 90-minute trainings, business trainings on little things people need to know for $25. That's an easy yes offer, right? And I've done 3-week courses for $197. Normally I could probably charge $1,000 for a 3-week training on how to improve your sales conversations. But right now it's $197 because I can, and I want to make that available to more people, right? So you can, that anything under 200 is more of an easy yes offer. So think about that and put in more things. Like I have another client who's giving a talk, and I say, okay, so for your offer, make it something under $200, but I want you to throw in a physical copy of your book, a call with you, and perhaps a program. So you throw in a bunch of stuff as a package. That makes it a really super easy yes offer.
Yeah, absolutely. And because I think that is some of what's going on is just the fear of like, you know, so many people are talking about, oh, we've got to pivot and do this. And then it's like, do I still charge the same amount, or, you know, but I don't want to go too cheap. And then what happens, you know, after this is all over? So it sounds like you're still telling people, you know, it's probably better to just at least get some money coming in and, you know, but not necessarily you don't want to be discounting possibly too much, right? What do you
Don't
think?
get me wrong. I still have a $20,000 program and there's still people buying it. Okay. So it's not that I'm not making those offers. I am, but I'm making them to the right people. And then to other people, I'm saying, here's this, right? Or because there's a couple different levels of clients, and still in this, there's plenty of people that have money out there. There's plenty of people that will invest in your programs, products, and services, no matter what you're selling. There's people buying home improvement stuff right now. There's people spending thousands on that because they're at home, they're doing home improvement projects. There's people doing remodels right now. There's people writing books and spending $5,000 or $10,000 to get their book done. There's people spending money. Period. There always is. There's billions of people on this planet, and all you need is a very small percentage of them to buy your stuff to make enough money, right? Teeny tiny percentage. So if you're not finding people who are willing to buy your stuff, even at the regular rates, you're not talking to enough people. You're not talking to enough people. You're talking to just a small, tiny bit of people. So if you're used to going out and going to live networking events, and now you're stuck at home, but you're not going to online networking events, that's where you need to focus, right? You need to focus on getting in front of a lot more people more often and in more ways.
Right. Now you say that there's like several different levels of offerings that businesses maybe could or should have. Can you share what those are? Because I imagine we not only need them now, but we are going to need them later anyway, right?
Yes, well, and typically there's like 5 levels of offerings, and I'm trying to find that little article because you pulled it out, and I'm like, oh, what are those 5 things? And I have it somewhere here in my computer if I could find it really quick. and I know it's in here. Anyways, it's the first thing is the easy yes. Well, there's the free offer. You got to have a free thing,
Yeah.
right? And so we got to have probably more than one free thing at this point. Okay, so here it is. So it's the what's in your funnel. 5 levels of what could and should be in your marketing funnel, your product offerings. I call it your offerings. So the things you have for sale, right? So you've got freebies. Got to have more than one freebie. Like I was saying with my clients this morning, create a checklist, pull a chapter out of one of the books you wrote and make that an ebook. Take that chapter and record it into a video series, a 3-part video series. There's a freebie. Okay. Do a live broadcast presentation on Zoom and get people to sign up for the live thing, then record it. Then guess what? That's a freebie, right? So there's all kinds of things you could do for a free thing on your website. You're just not thinking and brainstorming enough. Yeah. And so you have a couple of those with some landing pages on your website, and those get people into the funnel, right? And then you might take them after they've experienced that free thing. You might say, okay, well, do you want to try me out and dip your toe in and buy my next thing, which is $27? Or do you want to come to my next online class, which is $97 or $300, whatever it is. So take them to the easy yes or the try me out offer. Okay, that's the second thing. And then you might have, like, say you have a 6-week training. Okay, so maybe you have a signature system. If you're a coach, it's really easy to do this. If you're a roofing company or something else, then we have to brainstorm a little bit deeper. Okay, but there are ways to do things like this. If you have a non-coaching business. But if you have a coaching business or something, you have like 6 steps to taking someone through a process, right? Whatever that is. Let's say you have a 6-step process. So that becomes your signature system, right? So that's your middle of the road, couple $1,000 training perhaps on a group program. And it could include one-on-one, whatever you're going to throw in with that. It could be anywhere from $500 to $5,000, frankly, for a training of a signature system, right? So that could be done live. It could then, once it's done live, it could be a do-it-yourself home study program, and they could just do it themselves. You can add in other bonuses to that, like one-on-one calls are always good to add the bonuses of that, so you can get them to buy the next thing. And then there's so that's number 3 is like the do-it-yourself program or the signature system. And then the number 4 thing in your funnel might be just the one-on-one option. It's still good to offer one-on-one. A lot of people want to move faster. They don't want to be in a group. They don't learn well in a group. Yeah. I don't do any kind of group programs because I don't pay attention. I don't have time to sit around for 6 weeks to learn something. I want to know it in an hour. Yeah. So there's people like that will pay more. So you got to have one-on-one still, and that's a higher end, right? Because it's more access. And then there's the big thing is the whole enchilada. And that would be like the mastermind program. Like my mastermind is a 5-figure investment, but you get all my do-it-yourselfs, all my trainings, all my live programs. You get me one-on-one unlimited access. You get everything in the kitchen sink is all in that program. So you could do that too. So those are just kind of 5 ideas. If you have 3 of those, you're in good shape. A high end, a low end, and a middle range. You're in good shape.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Now, what are some of the do's and don'ts possibly regarding your offers that and especially maybe mistakes you see, small businesses making sometimes with regards to that?
Well, the biggest mistake I would say is not asking for help. Okay. And sometimes we don't know what to ask for. Okay. Because you don't know what you don't know yet. So you just kind of have to ask, like, okay, here is where I'm at. I don't know what I need next. What do I, who can help give me insight on what I would need next? And then when you find out what you need next, I need a website. Okay, great. I need a speaker sheet. Okay, great. I need a social media plan. Okay, great. So then you find the people that can help you implement those things, because you should not learn how to create a website yourself if you're a roofing company or whatever your profession. Yes. You should not become a web designer all of a sudden also and take a course on web design. Please don't do that, right? Hire the right people for the right jobs, especially if they're technology oriented, because that will slow you down. Yeah. So We don't have to learn it all. That's a mistake to think you have to learn it all. If you were going to be a doctor, you're not going to learn how to, and you're certainly not going to do the cleaning of the ORs. You're not going to
Right.
clean the OR and then stock it full of supplies and
Yeah.
then go do the surgery, right?
Yeah.
You're just not going to do that. That's just silly.
That's,
You're going to come in and do the surgery and get out, and everybody else is going to make it all pretty again. So
exactly.
you got to know your thing. You got to know your expertise and stay in your lane. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Oh shoot, I had something and then that just went away, but it'll come back to me. Um, oh, I know. I was going to ask you. Yeah, I have been seeing in my email box, because I subscribe to a lot of different people. Just everybody is offering free this, free that, free that, free, and it is all these, free courses and sign up for this webinar, and it's like, ah. So how do you decide and what is where you should really be paying your attention? And I think you kind of addressed that a little bit in, doing what and sticking with what but still it is sometimes it's tempting to want to take advantage of some of these things that are going, like, Instagram. Oh, I should learn how to do Instagram now because I'm already on Facebook, and that's, where my clients are. But what do you recommend for people? Because I don't know if you're getting overloaded, but I am.
Well, there's also the thing called the unsubscribe.
Well, yes, that's
so
true.
At some point you have to stop listening to everybody and start implementing, right? So you have to start implementing, and you have to pick projects. So every quarter you might pick a project. Like, I want to learn Instagram in quarter 1. I want to focus on LinkedIn in quarter 2, and then I want to write a book in quarter 3, and I want to redesign my website in quarter 4. Those are all huge projects. Don't try to do them in a week.
Yeah.
Try to put them into a quarter, because not only do you have to learn the thing, but you have to start implementing, and you have to make it a habit, right? And then you have to figure out what you can delegate of that so that you can move on to the next project. Otherwise, you're just adding more to your plate. And then second quarter, I'm adding more to my plate. And then third quarter, I'm adding more to my plate. That's not going to sustain you. It's you got to learn enough to be dangerous, and then figure out, okay, who can do what parts of this, if potentially, right? But so many people try to learn too much stuff at once. I've had people come to calls with me and like need to make money, but it's like, oh, well, I'm taking so-and-so's course on how to do this, and so-and-so's course on how to do that, and so-and-so's course on that. And I'm like, how much of that is actually telling you how to make money? And they're like, well, none of it, but I know I need it. And I'm like, well, you don't need it right now. You need to do this X, Y, and Z right now to make money. Save those courses for later and put them in order of priority, in order of importance, so that you are doing things. There's a lot of things that we could potentially learn, but if you're not doing them in order of importance, you may not reach your money goals. You may not get certain things accomplished. You may not launch things the way you want. You definitely probably won't make the money or build the list to the size that you need to if you're not focusing on the right activities. And those are marketing and sales.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to actually focus in now, because you've given some awesome information, but I would like to learn a little bit more about you for in a few minutes we have left here today. Is number one, I guess, what's your favorite thing about what you do?
I love seeing, well, especially now with Zoom, and most of my calls are done on Zoom where I can see people's faces. I love it when I show somebody something, like either in the back end of their website, or we come up with amazing copy for their email or whatever it is, or create something fun for them, and their face just goes, oh, I get it. Or, they finally understand why they need an autoresponder and what the heck it is, right? Or they finally get, like, seriously, I've been coaching some people for like 3 or 4 years, and they still are just now getting how you go from a landing page to a free opt-in to the thank you page to get the thing. And then the autoresponder comes, right? To remind them to go get the free thing. And honestly, some people, I have to hear that like 4 dozen times before they get it. And I love seeing those light bulbs come on when they finally get it. And they can then have a huger understanding of how their business all flows together. So important.
That is good. For those who may be listening and are not as familiar with things like autoresponder, can you just explain what that is briefly? Because there
Yeah.
may be people out there who just are like, what? What did she say?
Right. Well, an autoresponder is an auto email. So it's an email that's automatically sent when an action is taken on your website. So your website really needs to be the hub of your business. Before this pandemic and now for sure, and definitely after the pandemic, you must make your website the hub of your business, meaning that everything you do on social media or in live events and things like that, you want to drive them to your website, to certain landing pages, perhaps. And the landing page is just a web page. You don't have to get landing page software. You don't have to get ClickFunnels. You don't have to get any of that, lead pages. You just need a website, preferably WordPress, but whatever. You can use any website that has a web page. The web page, you put a form on it and says, if you want to get my free checklist on how to blankety blank, put your name and email below. You click name and email, click, you've all entered the form before, and then been taken usually to a second page that says, oh, great, here's your checklist, right? Here, download it now. And then an email comes and says, oh, thanks for signing up for the checklist, right? So that's the autoresponder, is that auto email that gets triggered by the person's system when you hit submit on that form.
Okay.
I hope I made that simple enough.
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And I love that you preach people to have everyone go to your website, because I have taught that for years myself, because people think, oh, we can just be on Facebook and that's where I can have my business. And it's like, yeah, except when Facebook charges you too much, or they just, who knows, go out of business one day, and then where are all of your contacts?
Or they change things overnight. You're like, where'd that thing go? Or what happened to my group? Or how come I can't do this now? You are not in control of anything on these other websites. Use them as a marketing tool, but not a web presence. You need to position yourself on there as a marketing tool. So you need good positioning, good content, but you got to pull them off. You got to pull them off to your website or to a phone call. You have to.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Otherwise you're dead in the water.
Yeah. Yeah. So how did you get started in doing all of this wonderful marketing things that you help so many people with, and you're brilliant? So what drew you to this?
Well, I've been in sales and marketing since I was 16 in my first job. So I've always been in something where I've been in sales or I did door-to-door sales, you guys. I knocked on doors, residential and commercial. So it's always selling something, somehow, some way. Bartending, restaurant work, clothing stores, you name it. I've done a lot of it. And my second to last job, was in advertising sales for the local newspaper, which if you're 20 or younger, you don't know what a newspaper is. But it's like, it's the stinky thing that comes in the mail. I say stinky because I'm now allergic to it for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, so I would go knock on doors at businesses and say, hey, do you want to run an ad in the newspaper? And, they would give me their business card and say, okay, run this for next week. And I'm like, no, I'm not running your business card, number one. And I'm not only running it for 1 week, because that's not going to do you any good.
That's
so I'd have to educate them on how you need to actually write and construct an effective ad, which is helpful now for writing flyers or emails or web pages, right? But back then it was ads, and even and then what to do when the person came in, because a lot of times they'd go, oh yeah, we had a great run after this ad, great. Woo. I said, well, what did you do in store to get their database information so you can continue to follow up? Oh, nothing. Okay, well, you're going to be out of business, and you're going to, what are you doing? So I'd have to educate them all of that, like what to do in the follow-up or with the database marketing and in-store promotions. So it was more than just selling advertising. And so my heart would break when I would see stores and businesses just going out of business because they just didn't know what they didn't know. Right. And so I was like, look, I just need to get my hands on these people. And so I went out and started my own consulting business in mostly marketing, and got people on retainer where I would do a lot of this stuff for them. And then it just morphed from there into more consulting and coaching, and then hiring people to do the stuff, and it's morphed ever since. But that was 18 years ago this
Wow.
summer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, because you're the minority of people who can stay in business that long. So kudos
Yes.
to you. So you're
Oh, I
obviously
can't even imagine going into a cubicle or an office. Like, and so yeah, I'm very lucky, but I want more people to be able to do what they're passionate about
Mhm.
and make a really great living at it too, because you just don't know what you don't know is what is
Yeah,
usually the situation.
absolutely. Well, if someone wants to learn more about you and learn more about your programs, and what is the best way for people to connect with you?
Yeah, well, I have one main website that has a whole bunch of stuff on it. So you could get lost there, but you could also spend hours learning stuff too, because I have a whole bunch of free stuff on my resources page. I have over 1,000 videos on YouTube and little trainings and tutorials. I have a lot of different products and books, anywhere from $7 to 20,000. So any price point. And I'm open to talking to people too. Like, I'm happy to talk to you if you aren't sure where to go, don't know what to ask. I am the perfect person to talk to help get you prioritized and focused so that you're not wasting money and time in the wrong place. So the website is jumpstartyourmarketing.com. Jumpstartyourmarketing.com. You'll find the book there too under products. Or you can go to loveyourselfsuccessful.com for that book. But everything goes to the one page, really,
All right, awesome.
because it's the hub of my business.
Love it. Well, thank you so much. You have shared a lot of awesome information that I know is going to help people, and now and in the future. So I appreciate you being here with us today, Katrina.
Thank you. Yeah, everything we talked about is good after this silly thing is over.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. Yes. Keep that in mind, folks. So, if you are enjoying this podcast and you want to be able to make sure that you catch the next one as they come out, make sure that you subscribe on the podcast channel of your choice, like iTunes and Spotify and all of those. And as well, subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Gloria Rand Video. And until next time, I hope that you will all live fully, love deeply, and engage authentically.